Hello, everybody. So, the video you're about to watch was recorded immediately after a race that I had done that did not go well. So, this really shows the highs and lows that you go through while training. This one was definitely a really bad low. So, I've just taken a little bit of time to recuperate so I can just focus on my training and get back after it. I hope you guys enjoy.
I ran 15K today and it went terribly. So to begin with, it was cold. It was, I think, 6 degrees when I started. So I had a lot of layers on and probably more layers than I should have had on, or I needed a way to be able to take layers off, which I did not. So I was just dripping in sweat by the end. Then there were a lot of kind of outside factors that just also did not help. Like within a half mile of the start, I got stuck by a train. Crazy that they did not plan that out better to either have the race start later or earlier so that people wouldn't get stuck by a train in the middle of the run. Not even the middle, the very beginning. Whatever. Um, I kept having my water bottle fall out of my foot belt. So it's essentially a running belt that it goes around the waist and the water. Do I have one here? No. It essentially is form fitting to your body, so it's supposed to just stick to it, and it's in a little pouch. So it kept sliding out and falling. So I stopped like 3 times to pick up my fallen water bottle. It also snowed a lot the past few days, so the roads were not clear, so I was running on just straight snow. It was really slippery. It sucked. The course also had way too many turns. Like, I probably ran about a block and then turned, block, turn, block, turn. And that was the entire race. I think the longest straightaway was like a quarter of a mile on the very last straightaway. Like, once you hit mile 9 to the end, so 0.3 miles, that was the only straightaway for the entirety of the course. My goal for it was to run a 9-minute mile. I ended up running a 9:24, but it was not a good 9:24. I ran about 9 minutes for the first 3 miles. And then after that, I ran like a 9:45, another 9:45, and then like a 10:15. And then I dropped my pace back down to shoot, what was it? I think I ran like an 8:45, 8:30, and then like a 9:30 because I completely gassed myself out at the end. So overall, my pacing was horrific, but it ended up being close to the pace I was aiming for. I mean, not really that close in all honesty, but close-ish. I don't really know what this means for me going forward because this was supposed to be a hopefully good positive note moving forward in my marathon training that I am at a good fitness level, am able to pace myself well, and can do a third of the distance that I need to at the pace I want to, and none of it happened. I'm not sure if it's because I was fatigued. I kept my running schedule mostly the same. I skipped my speed workout this week because I knew I was running my marathon pace for this run. Um, I only did one leg day this week, which I did it later in the week. I did it on Wednesday instead of. I normally do it Tuesdays and Fridays. I only did it on Wednesday. And then I did a longish run. I did like a 7 mile run on Thursday. So I don't know if it's just built up fatigue because my calves were tight. I think my nutrition was pretty dialed in. I've kind of done the same thing that I've done for all of my long runs. And during the run, it was too cold. I could not physically get out my gels. Like, they were slipping out of my hands. So I couldn't do that. But I was still able to drink my water bottle every single time it fell out of my fucking belt. I just picked it up and was like, well, I might as well sip from it now. I also get really nervous the morning of every single race I do. This has kind of just been a thing that's happened my entire life, whether it was running, sports, a test, whatever it was. I'd wake up and I'd be so nervous about it that I feel like that also affects me pretty negatively just because it's almost like I'm getting my entire body worked up for this and then it just makes it worse. So I don't know if I'm going to change anything. Maybe I start waking up earlier so that I can get used to waking up early because I did have to wake up earlier than normal for my run today. Maybe I do that. I don't know. I don't know how to change things to try and have this be better in the future.